Alright, lads, so today we got an announcement of our next set of resurrections. In this case, the Fierce Battle versions of Neliel, Noritora, and Chad are set to receive their upgrades around the 28th of this month. It's a premium banner, it's our second batch of the month, so I'm not really expecting anything super crazy, unlike, the last recent batch. Khan's World resurrections have been getting quite crazy. I'm excited to look forward to what Spirits Are Fair with You resurrections are going to offer, which might start later this year, maybe at the start of next year. But at the same time, in a way, I am curious to see what upgrades these characters are going to get, because if anything, if these get like just the bare minimum, the difference between premium and limited character when it comes to resurrections is gonna widen over time. But for those that are wondering why this is getting resurrected now, it is kind of the oldest banner to be resurrected in terms of premium characters. So that means next month, potentially, we are going to get Sodana Shiryuki, Zangetsu, and also Zenbazaku get the upgrades. Now, in a way, this could be timed perfectly, but as of right now, the oldest banner that has yet to receive a resurrection is the original Nini and also Noelle. So we know that we're potentially getting Bunwich at the end of the month. It will be the perfect time to resurrect them, so hopefully they get their resurrection next month. And then we're also quickly finishing up Khan for Your World, but hopefully soon after we can start getting Safwi and also movie characters resurrected. So some pretty exciting resurrections coming in the second half of the month or early 2026. But for now, let's have a look at what these characters are going to offer. So Neliel's kind of a funny character because technically, as far as I'm aware, she was the start of Guild Quest characters. That's now the norm essentially, especially for normal attack damage characters. In a way, Neliel was the start of that. They did start it off quite tame, only giving her melee damage in Guild Quests. But I remember Neliel being quite a big deal because, normal attack damage characters back then were still good for Guild Quest. When the difficulty gets harder, these are the type of characters that start to excel a bit more. In her case, though, she's just a normal attack damage character, so for someone like this that technically wants to be used in Guild Quest, the melee or rank Guild Quest, she's going to need to get a high damage output. And funny enough, our most recent technique of rank healer that did get resurrected was Kenpachi, and he has like Flurry +2 and 100% Bruiser, so if anything, this character kind of needs to get the same thing, Flurry +2. I doubt it though, but just more damage. If anything, a good soul trait, DR, normal attack damage taken, you can't go wrong with that. So having a look at what Neliel is picking up, so scrolling down, what we are going to get here is still Flurry +1. Her Bruiser is now 60%, which is quite low to be fair. It only went up by 10%, but she does pick up damage taken and also normal attack damage as a soul trait, so pretty decent soul trait. Weirdly enough, am I seeing this right? When it comes to innate skills, she picked up 20% Havoc for a normal attack damage character? Are we, really? That's kind of random. I mean, they've done some weird stuff like this before that kind of make no sense, but they really just gave her Havoc as an innate skill, which is kind of funny because she's a normal attack damage character. She did get Guard Break though, that of course is nice. I would have much preferred Long Reach. Maybe that's a mistake. There's a potential chance they could change it to Long Reach because Havoc just makes no sense. But regardless, what we are seeing here, funny enough, is more Guild Quest skills. So now she has Killer Effect to go with the melee damage effect. I guess that kind of makes sense. It increases her damage output, again, more so in Guild Quests. But damage output is going to be low here, and I guess considering that she is a premium unit, we can now see that, she isn't going to be Khan for Your World Kenpachi tier, who has like 100% Bruiser and Flurry +2. So right now, I guess we can probably use Neliel as a base and what to expect for the next two characters. If anything, they'll be lucky to maybe get good soul traits. Most importantly, if you have the character though, it is extra orbs for the month of August. Next up, we have Chad. Now, this Chad's kind of special because I'm pretty sure, as far as I'm aware, this is the last Chad that we got that is a spiritual pressure unit. Every other Chad, most Chads to be fair, he kind of fits the bill. He's a normal attack damage character. Hopefully, when we do eventually get a 1000 Bloodwood Chad, he is an SP unit, because I feel like he deserves a good spiritual pressure, strong attack damage character at this point. In this case, though, the character itself has Frenzy +1, and a 40% Berserker with also Recharge. A second good soul trait would be great here. The character can't inflict status ailments, so they can't go down the, easy route of giving them more damage to enemies inflicted by a status ailment, but at the same time, they could do the opposite, giving more damage to enemies that aren't inflicted by a status ailment. And if anything, I expect him to pick up a 50% damage increase to, again, enemies not inflicted by a status ailment. He has Guard Break, so we can definitely guarantee Havoc here, and he has actually a pretty good strong attack kit, so Havoc would be nice on him. But I'm not going to expect anything super crazy, so scrolling down, looking at his soul traits, he did get Recharge and also strong attack damage plus 18%. So let me just double check this. So his soul trait right here is actually an enhanced soul trait, the second fully mined attribute. The previous one was Khan for Your World Hannibal. So this is actually pretty good because it does make for a good soul trait. With the attribute tree system, it does get up to 20% strong attack damage, but he is a premium tier character. So again, by default, when compared to, limited character resurrections like Blood War, Khan for Your World, eventually 1000 Year Blood War, these characters just by default get the worst treatment. They don't really ever get the enhanced soul traits or the really good skills, but Chad right now is kind of an outlier as a premium alternative that does offer an enhanced soul trait. It's still just strong attack damage, not strong attack damage at full stamina, not full stamina damage. But it's a good soul trait, it's an enhanced soul trait, and it is a premium character, so I do not dislike that. And scrolling down, damn, Chad actually coming through a lot different compared to Neliel. I don't know what went wrong with Neliel here, but we are getting Frenzy +2, continuing on that trend that the last banner set up, I guess. Frenzy +2 on Chad with a 40% strong attack damage increase, 30% more damage at full stamina, with an additional 20% more damage at full stamina, and he also has the Havoc. This is a pretty good resurrection. Again, these resurrections aren't going to put them on the same tier as, new character recent nowadays, but damn, this is a really good upgrade. For a premium character too, this is basically, in the same level of the Khan for Your World resurrections that we did get last month. I'm actually really happy with this upgrade, especially for the fact that, again, he is a resurrectable character, so when we do our human resurrection challenge, when we eventually get the human Sengemon quest, this character is going to be really good for one of those more difficult challenges, or stages more so. So yeah, Chad got a really good upgrade and also a good soul trait for a premium character. I'm actually relatively happy with that. Not sure if I'll ever use this link, even though it is enhanced, but hey, if you have him, you most likely do because he's premium. If you've been playing for the last couple of so years, I'd like to say he's quite common. Not so much nowadays, but within the last couple of so years since he came out, you had plenty of opportunities to get him. And with that, you're now getting extra orbs, a good soul trait, and also pretty good upgrades. So having a look at Noitora, he is also a strong attack damage character, so I would also like to see Frenzy +2 here. I feel like we've gotten too many good soul traits lately. Not like it's a bad thing, but I feel like we're maybe overdue a damage to a certain status element, in this case, lacerate soul trait. So that will be my expectation with this character, especially because the way he is built is based on inflicting status elements. He has his increased status element chance, and he also does do more damage to lacerated enemies. With that, I'm expecting the standard stuff: Havoc, Guard Break, and just overall more Berserker. So let's take a look, scrolling down. So first up, his soul trait is indeed damage to lacerated enemies. I guess that was kind of expected. He does also have hit enemies that can dodge, more so no affiliation enemies. Not that useful, but I guess it is nice. He does get the Havoc, he does get the Guard Break. His damage to lacerated enemies went up by 10%. His strong attack damage went up by 40%, and he also did get Frenzy +2. So at this point in time, it really does look like every SP character going forward is going to get Frenzy +2, which is pretty good news for Noah and Nini's resurrection if that does happen next month. And also in the future, to be fair, admittedly it is a while off, but who knows, Safui characters, limited characters, are kind of on an enhanced schedule. But when we get to Kisuke, he is the first character in the game to introduce the spiritual pressure boost. If the standard now is Frenzy +2, he's going to be a really good character with Frenzy 2 and an SP boost, and the same can be said for Yoruichi and any other character after that had Frenzy 1 and an SP boost. So I feel like those characters are going to get better with the resurrections when that time does eventually come. But I'd say overall this is actually a pretty decent resurrection batch. Noitora and also Chad got pretty good upgrades. Neliel and Chad are also good soul traits. Neliel, though, unfortunately just got the short end of the stick here. Not sure why they didn't give her Flurry +2 when everyone else got an extra Frenzy and Flurry. I mean, we're now at the point when new characters are potentially getting Flurry free in guild quests. We again just had Kenpachi get Flurry 2 like a month or two ago, so it feels a bit weird that Neliel didn't get Flurry 2 and instead picked up Havoc of all skills. Either way though, like already mentioned at the start of the video, our next resurrection batch hopefully should be Burn the Witch. That isn't guaranteed, but when is the next best time to resurrect them? When we get a new collaboration banner, which again should be happening at the end of the month. So hoping to see a Nini and Noelle resurrection. If not, it's going to be the zombie trio with Dodoni, Saruchi, and also Charlotte. So overall, a decent resurrection batch, especially for premium characters. In the comments below though, let me know what you like to think of these characters. Do you own them? Are you going to get the additional orbs at the end of the month? I'm curious to know, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.